Hello and welcome to The Art of the Well-Lived Life, a podcast that is hosted by me, Dr. Katey Hauser. I am here sitting in my art studio with my cat and coming live one day late. I'm trying to get these out on Wednesdays. So sorry about that. But this podcast is inspired by my late good friend, Dr. Gladys McGarry, who wrote this book, The Well-Lived Life, a 103-year-old doctor's six secrets to health and happiness at every age. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm holding up the book. Um, She wrote this book in the last 2 years of her life. Well, no, she wrote the book when she was 101. It got published, I believe, when she was 102. And it became a bestseller before she passed away, a couple of months before she turned 104. And she and I had been doing an Instagram Live every Tuesday at 1 Eastern for 3.5 years. And I do hope that you watched the episode last week that I reposted, which was her very first Instagram Live with Dr. Zach Bush that I orchestrated miraculously. And it was such a beautiful interview, and Dr. Zach really gave her the platform to start speaking, and he graciously let her speak. And and it was beautiful. And that was the beginning of her Instagram life. Because after that particular interview, she went from having 5 followers to 800 followers, at which point I suggested maybe we go on live and see because people want to hear what you have to say, Dr. Gladys. And she was thrilled beyond belief. So, we continued that until she passed, and and then I have continued that Instagram live with her son Bob, which you can check out at BeGladMD, BeGladMD. On Tuesdays at 1 o'clock Eastern, we go live and we talk about the book, and we've had a couple of guests on, and it's just really been lovely. So today, what I wanted to talk about, um, because we all have our own art, and our own way of living our most well-lived life. And it doesn't have to look like the art that's behind me, which is not, I do transformational art. I don't do figure art. Why can't I think of what that's even called? Anyway, so we all show up in a different way to create our life in its most well-lived way. And so I just want to um, go through this book just a little bit. And her six secrets are: you are here for a reason, all life needs to move. 3, love is the most powerful medicine. 4, you are truly never alone. 5, everything is your teacher. And 6, spend your energy wildly. And I do love that. We talk a lot about love being just the most amazing, healing aspect, and that if we can truly just come from love by loving ourselves first, and then from that place of filling our own cup and getting to that place where we can actually have self-compassion and love, then we are so much more able to let that, how do I want to say that? It just sort of becomes bigger than you. Um, that your energetic field is just emanating at a higher frequency when love is at its root. And I mean, the Buddha, Jesus, so many of our spiritual teachers were all about love. Um, but the spending your energy wildly is a really interesting one because, gosh, we waste a lot of time ruminating and thinking and overthinking and analyzing. And oh my God, it's amazing how much of your precious energy gets spent thinking about things that will never move the needle forward, whatever that needle is for you. And so to me, spending your energy wildly is like this. Well, what came up for me yesterday was, and it's, I think, going to be my mantra for 2026 is easeful joy. So coming to a place where I'm moving from easeful joy and, well, I just want to look for a minute here at what Gladys put. Energy, so the chapters within Spend Your Energy Wildly are energy as investment, what's worth your energy, making space for miracles, feeding the positive, shifting your attention, embracing your life, and you're right on time. So what I'm sort of talking about is coming under the chapter of what's worth your energy. So spending that time on things that truly bring you easeful joy, that bring you just this buoyant heart, this where time doesn't exist because you're enjoying it so much. And from that place, that's really where magic happens. That's really where healing can occur. If we lived from that place all the time or most of the time, whew, we would not only get a lot done, but our energy would be being fueled by love and joy and our inherent worthiness to feel those things. And Gladys and I would talk about that all the time. And when she and I would speak together and we would have our Instagram lives, that was sort of our juice. Like that would bring us joy. And so it would create, more positivity because it feeds on itself, as does negativity. So negative feeds on negative, positive feeds on positive. So the question becomes, what do you want to grow? What do you want in your garden? What do you want it to look like? And it's a really powerful place. And I think at this time, I've been doing a social media thing where I've been on social media every day this month, and I'm going to continue all through the month just to offer, um, and that's at Dr. Katey on Facebook and Katey Hauser on Instagram. And it's just I'm going on there as a commitment to myself to show up for myself and to show up for other people. And I'm offering ways in which I fill my cup. And in this season of giving, when we are, it's interesting, when we're supposed to be giving gifts to people, um, it can feel very obligatory. a lot of the holidays are very hard for people. I'm recording this on December 11th. So holidays can be really tricky for people. There's a lot of familial stuff that comes up that isn't always so pleasant. And so it's definitely can have an obligatory feel to it. And so my social media, what I'm doing on there is just talking about ways that we can give to ourselves before we think about giving to others. Because if we are nurturing ourselves, filling our own cup, then we are just in a much better space to be sharing ourselves. And what better what better present than to share your presence, your full presence. So to me, that goes back to spend your energy wildly because I want to put the energy where it's going to have the most bang for its buck. And that is cultivating love and joy, cultivating presence, cultivating what really makes me be in that place of easeful joy, which, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see behind me the portal painting that I am doing on the social media post that I'm doing. I'm walking people through my process of how I was taught how to do this process. And so it's been really amazing and really fun. I usually paint much faster than this, and I'm going very slowly. And what I noticed today while I was painting was the color that I was using was really bringing me joy. And it was great. And I could get lost in just painting it and painting and seeing what the texture was doing and looking at the way the colors underneath were shining through the color that I was painting on. And so I'm just offering um, that as a gift this holiday season, um, whatever your religion, to spend your energy wildly. Do the things that make you come alive. Because when you do, you are so much more alive for your life. You show up better and you give people permission to show up in a bigger way for themselves. And we really need people to be way showers in that. Gladys was a way shower in so many aspects of her life. What an amazing woman she was. And again, if you haven't seen that interview that was posted last week, please go back and check it out. It's just remarkable. She really talks about her life story. And if you have not read anything about her life story, you might be pleasantly surprised to see what a front runner she was in the medical world as a woman born in the 20s in India, and what she went through throughout her life, just trying to do the thing that she was committed to doing and loved doing it, and did it very well. And again, learning these lessons along the course of her life. And, we can all take the past and we can be defined by our past. We can be the victim to our past, or we can allow the past to be sort of the fabric underneath. Well, it just keeps getting woven into the fabric that we are becoming, the tapestry that we are. And we are always weaving in new threads and new experiences. And all of those threads that have been part of your life, oh, they just form the most beautiful, beautiful tapestry along the way. Um, Very much like the portal paintings that I do, because they're layered, all the layers underneath are informing the layers on top. So it's not that I paint over a layer, it's informing the next layer. And I know that all the layers are underneath the final layer, which is just so beautiful because most of the time you can still see some of the undertones. And so similarly in our lives, yeah, we've all had bad things happen to us. We've all had trauma or stress or, nobody's not having that. In case you think they are, nobody's not having hard things happen to them or at some point in their life had a hard thing happen to them. And you can, again, there's always choice. You can choose to be defined by it, or you can choose to be informed by it. And I'll share something personal. Yesterday, I went to a practitioner who does EFT, the tapping, but also is a hypnotherapist. And I was there for a specific reason, but what came up was the fact that I was molested when I was 5, and I didn't actually have the memory about it until maybe 10 or 11 years ago. And I'm 63. So that's a lot of years of having that particular trauma in the background of my life. It was informing me. I didn't know where that information was coming from or why I did certain things or moved through the world in a certain way, but it's always informing. And so I think, you know, what we did yesterday with the tapping was to bring it forward and honor it and allow that little girl inside of me to feel heard and seen and cared for. And I feel like it's almost, if we're using the tapestry as uh, I'm using that as a reference, it's almost like you take that thread that was that particular experience, and maybe you pull it forward a little bit. You make it a little more seen in the tapestry of your life, but maybe you infuse it with a little gold thread and honor it and honor that it has a place. And it was an experience that happened to me. It happened for me. I believe that we come into this life for the lessons that we are here to learn, and that was part of the lesson. But when you have things underground or in the background and you don't know that they're playing, you can't use that information to help you grow, right? So you have to bring that forward and lift it up with light so that you can see it, honor it, acknowledge it, let it go, but know that it was there. And so it was a really beautiful experience, actually. And I came home and painted, and yeah, it was really profound. So, using our energy wildly to me is all about that, is to keep growing and keep learning and keep having the experiences that will move me forward on my path of evolution. So I hope for you that that is what you may choose. And if you don't choose that, that's okay too, because we're all here for whatever reason we're here for. And I'm just really grateful that you're here listening to this podcast. I will have more guests on. It's just the holiday season has been a little bit tricky for people. So I thought I would just come on here and talk a little bit because I am holding true to my commitment to this. And I know that when I speak, and I know that when I'm creating this platform that Gladys is with me and that she's helping me out because she didn't find her voice until she was 93. And I feel like she gave me a platform to continue her work. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So thank you so much for being here. I know you have a million other things to do. I appreciate you being here. And what else do I want to say? Please share it if that feels like that's something you want to do. And also, if you're interested in all at all in the painting that I keep talking about, I'm doing a free what am I calling it? Lunar portals. I'm doing a free painting experience next Sunday on the 21st on the summer solstice from 2 to 4 Eastern time. It will be on Zoom and we will be painting with whatever materials anybody has, but I'll show you, I'll be painting with what I have here. And we'll walk through a little portal painting that has to do with the new moon. And I'm in the new year, I'm going to be doing once a month these lunar portal paintings for people who want to join that community. So this one is free. So if you are interested, I will put the link, the Zoom link in the show notes, even though I don't know how to do that. I will figure that out. So I will put the link in the show notes so that you can jump on that and participate. It's going to be great. It's always great. Um, and check me out on social media. And if you want to hear more about Gladys's work, definitely come on Tuesdays at Be Glad MD and check us out. Bob and I always have a really great conversation. So again, thank you for being here. Love to you all. See you next week.